This is another one of those Trump videos. So Trump, who, by the way, came in 4th and then 5th and then got dropped entirely and then came back and won 5th again in the speakership, he's got, this is, remember he was microblogging for a little while, and then he got Truth Social and he blathers there now. He thinks he's just tweeting into a paper bag. He's now posting these videos, and this is where he declares war on the cartels, where he basically has watched Clear and Present Danger, the Jack Ryan Harrison Ford movie, where the president decides to bomb a cartel. Remember that? And learned the absolute wrong lesson from it. And by the way, there's a bunch of macho right-wing dickheads who love this idea, and they're all jumping in.
Fentanyl, heroin, meth, and other...
All things my son Don Jr. tells me taste like cherry cough syrup and make you feel like $1 million. But don't forget,
the lethal drugs are pouring across our wide open border.
Our wide open border. Fuck, I'm tired. This is the 9th time we've done this video, and it still feels weird. Can we just take out the conjunctions and you guys can have somebody dub it like a Steven Seagal movie?
Stealing hundreds of thousands of beautiful American lives. And
a couple of skanky ones, let's be honest. I gotta say, most of them, I wouldn't hang out with them, but level 5
happening
hype train,
like never before in our history.
Well, yeah, because fentanyl's relatively new. I mean, there were opium dens. You want to go back to then? I mean, like, you used to be able to buy cocaine at a pharmacy.
Children are
maybe that's the problem.
Being left without parents.
His spray tan looks terrible, actually. Look at the line right by the ear. So you got the spray tan, and then he got a haircut, and they dialed it back.
Families are being ripped apart.
Yes, I don't know if you know this, but if you take fentanyl, it makes your whole body explode.
Communities are being decimated.
And I think decimated and ripped apart are different things. I'm fairly certain, but I don't know.
Neighbors and fellow citizens are having their entire worlds destroyed. Destroyed like nobody thought possible.
I mean, when you think of the word destroyed, you think you know what it means. But you don't. Okay? Think of destroyed. Picture it. And then go, that's this much of it. It's way worse. It's like Portland. Rip Portland. Gone forever. Just a crater. Some people think it was destroyed. It was absolutely, totally, bigly destroyed. Just like everything else.
Our country is being poisoned from within by the drugs and by all of the other crime that's taking place.
Poison from within? I thought it was coming across the border. I thought that would be poison from without. Never mind. Sorry. I know I'm nitpicking, I'm mopping the deck of the Titanic, aren't I?
The drug cartels are waging war in America.
Oh, that was a cut. Look at that. He does this. America. He had a hard time saying America, and then they had to do a cut.
Our country is being poisoned from within by the drugs and by all of the other crime that's taking place. The drug cartels.
All of it, even the shoplifting, like little minor things. Is that tearing us apart? Did somebody pass a bad check and it wrecks the entire country? Is that how it works?
Are waging war in America, and it's now time for America to wage war on the cartels.
Yeah, so here it comes. I'm not at all scared I've got Secret Service, but I don't know if they can hold back MS-13. If these guys want my balls, they'll end up in my belly. Fellas. Oh, Two Show Live, thank you so much for the gifted subs. Bless you guys for the support today. Thank you guys so much.
In this war, Joe Biden has sided against the United States and...
Yes, Joe Biden is siding with the cartels. That's why he got his own son in rehab, and why so much fentanyl is being caught coming across the border. More than was caught crossing the border when the 100,000 people died of it for the first time, mostly during your presidency.
With the cartels, they are making more money than they've ever made before.
And he knows because they share the same accountant.
Times 10.
Oh, all right. Yeah, wow. So you're jealous.
There's never been anything like it.
Never anything. I mean, and it's so annoying because they sit there at Mar-a-Lago and they count their money in front of me, and I don't even understand Spanish, but I understand rich. Let me tell you.
Major companies. They're bigger than even some of our biggest companies.
They're the Amazon of the Amazon. I think technically some of these drugs come from that area. I'm not sure. You'd have to ask Don. He's the expert. He keeps going on these hunting trips and then coming back with a bloody nose.
Biden's open border policies,
which don't exist,
are a deadly betrayal of our nation. When I am president, it will be the
You were president, fucko.
Policy of the United States to take down the cartels, just as we took down ISIS and the ISIS caliphate, and just as, unlike the situation we're in today, we had a very strong border, the strongest border, in fact, in the history of our country.
Not really. I mean, we had COVID, so it wasn't really a strong border. It's just nobody wanted to come here because we had more cases than Mexico. Technically, the strongest border, I think, as far as people passing or being kicked out, was during Obama. So, but, I mean, math.
And drugs were at a low of 4.
Yes, like you should see, Don was scrounging everywhere. You think Hunter was smoking Parmesan. Honestly, how many times I had to stop Don from smoking the condiments at the omelet bar in Mar-a-Lago. I was like, either you're doing a lot of blow or you've been snorting my ketchup. And what am I going to chuck at the wall?
45 years. There's been nothing like what we did just 2 years ago.
Yeah, you mean like Hoover Towns?
We will show no mercy on the cartels. Every day, drug trafficking.
We'll give them what for?
Traffickers are using the waters of our region to ship their lethal poisons to America, killing.
The waters of our region? The what? The waters of our... So it's the Mississippi, not the border that we have. Or does he mean like the Atlantic and the Pacific?
Killing so many of our people.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, it's like a parade. They just go down the river. They're in big riverboat gambling boats with a big steam wheel and all that shit, just chucking fentanyl off the sides like they're fucking Mardi Gras beads.
And ruining families. In addition to restoring strong border security, I will deploy all necessary military assets, including the U.S. Navy, to impose.
Yes, we're gonna send the Navy to the middle of Mexico. Rowboats, I guess.
The full naval embargo on the cartels. I did that before, and it worked. What we did.
Yeah, it worked. Don had to fly to Guatemala himself.
It was incredible.
It was so good. It was incredible. It's what happens every time. But
we will guarantee that the waters of the Western Hemisphere are not used to traffic illicit drugs to our country.
By sinking normal shipping containers that might have stuff smuggled in it illegally. You may think you're ordering a massage chair from China that comes in a ship, but we had to sink the whole boat in case anybody there has a marijuana cigarette.
Furthermore, I will order the Department of Defense to make appropriate use of special forces, cyber warfare, and other overt and covert actions.
Nukes. Definitely nukes. You don't want to use that word, but you want to use the nukes. So don't say it. We'll call them something else. We'll call them MAGA bombs. And
to inflict maximum
Emperor Roblox. Fucking A. That's absolutely true.
Damage on cartel leadership.
Well done, Diagram 65.
Infrastructure and operations. I will designate the major cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. We will sever their access to global financial.
Which, by the way, the reason you don't do that is because they're not actually terrorist organizations. They use terror sometimes to control their routes and that kind of stuff, but they don't terrorize the general citizenry for political purposes. So if you water down the word terrorism that much, then it doesn't fucking mean anything. And therefore, I don't know, like Somali pirates could just decide that Coca-Cola is a terrorist organization because they don't like the control of water that they have, that they signed a deal with the previous administration of that country, and they could just use UN laws to fucking murder guys delivering Coca-Cola. It'll be great. Yeah, it's a great plan. Well thought out, champ. Keep at it. It's good. So you can tell the depth of understanding is just expanded. It must be all those classified documents he's been perusing.
Financial systems. I will also work to...
Why is he giving a speech? He has no power office. Because it's America and any asshole can just set up a camera and talk. Look at me. I mean, come on. Huh? Yeah. Knock out. Living in America. Station to station.
Forge an unprecedented partnership with neighboring governments in our region, just like I did in Mexico. And
how'd that work out?
remember, in Mexico alone, an estimated 100,000 civilians have been tragically murdered or gone missing.
Yeah, we don't know which, but we'll just assume they're not coming back. I mean, let's look. We're gonna have to bomb the cartel factories. If these people aren't dead, they were, and they've been kidnapped and forced to work in these factories, they're kind of dead already. So, I mean, what do you want? I mean,
at the hands of these cartels, the Mexican government, run by a very fine man, the president.
Okay, so that's who runs it? The president of what? I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like the president of one of the cartels runs them. I mean, is it really? Okay.
Is really working hard.
Good for him. That's good to know. So he didn't stop working hard just because you left office. So he's been working with the Biden administration and they're teaming up and...
But it's not working out.
No, it's not. He's working smart, not hard. And that I don't understand.
These cartels are vicious and they're violent, and they have Mexico for now stymied. Well, we have...
Who, by the way, Stymie, I gotta say, was one of my favorite little rascals. They have Mexico for now stymied. I was thinking this thing really needed like tense music underneath, but once he got to this, I was like, nah, it would have just made it funny.
We have to help Mexico, and we have to stymie the cartels.
Yes, we got to stymie and buckwheat and spanky the cartels. I think we should spanky them. If we can't alfalfa them, what can we do?
Either we will get the full...
Stymie. He used stymie twice. We have to stymie them. It'll be a rough military stymie. I call it Operation Stymie. Fuck me.
Full cooperation of other governments to stop this menace.
And if we can't stop them, at least stymie them. Does anybody know how to say stymie in Portuguese?
Or we will expose every bribe, every kickback, every payoff, and every bit of corruption that is allowing the cartels to preserve their brutal reign. And it is...
Yeah, that's the bribing part isn't the problem. They just murder people, stupid. That's why 100,000 people went missing or kidnapped and like they bribed you. Yeah, but they also shot my 4-year-old when I said fuck your bribe. Oh. Still took a bribe. No, I didn't. They killed my kid. I don't know. I saw him talking to this guy.
Indeed.
Bomb his house too. Operation Stymie is a go.
Brutal. Finally, as I have said before, I will...
Because I'm a repetitive dumbass.
Ask Congress to pass legislation ensuring that drug smugglers and human traffickers
get quick trial. And if they turn out to be innocent later, we'll refund the cost of the bullet.
Receive the death penalty. The drug cartels and their allies in the Biden administration have the blood of countless...
Their allies in the Biden administration. Honest to God, I'm beginning to think somebody told him that like the Biden administration got funded by the cartels or somebody, and he's pissed because he didn't get any of that money. Holy shit.
Millions on their hands. millions and millions
Millions and millions and every dead person who's ever smoked a PCP-laced reefer in an old Chips episode is Joe Biden's fault.
of families and people are being destroyed.
Yeah, they just, like, fentanyl, I mean, it's like Pop Rocks and Diet Coke. Yeah, both, and you're just doomed.
When I'm back in the White House,
Which is never.
drug kingpins and vicious traffickers will never sleep soundly again.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they got drugs that help. It's like, just got a bunch of downers. Just ask for some, I suppose. It's probably a big barrel next to the bed.
We did it once, and we did it better than anybody else. There's never been a better border than we had just 2 years ago.
And then you built the wall and started Title 42 and fucked the whole thing up.
It was strong, it was powerful, and it was respected all over the world. And
Yes, say what you will about Trump, but I really admire his slat fence. Yeah, this is definitely
now we're laughed at all over the world.
No, just you, dummy.
And we're not going to let that happen.
It's too late. You're already hilarious. You're not going to be president again. That ship has sailed. Fuck you, goodbye.
Much longer. We
Well, I guess you'll put up with it for a little while.
have to take over. We have to be tough. We have to be smart.
We got to walk down there peacefully and patriotically, and I'll walk down there with you. But we're gonna have to fight if we're not gonna have a country. Wait a minute. Is that who put my old speech in the fucking teleprompter? Okay, stop it, Don. Just use the smelling salts. How can you get that gacked up and actually sleep?
We have to be fair.
Yes, we have to be fair. And what's fair is killing people who are selling pot as if they are an enforcer for the Gambino family. That's fair.
But
On a quick trial, by the way, and if they turn out it was just a mistaken identity, we'll refund the funeral costs within, obviously 10% deduction.
if we don't do something immediately,
It's too late. You can't even run for office for 2 years. So if we can't do something immediately, then the ship has sailed. It's all over. You can't do anything immediately. And the House doesn't even have a fucking speaker. So you guys can't even, literally at this speech, if you say immediately, you have to fucking mean immediately, dummy. If we don't do something within, 2 years and change.
our country is gone.
Gone. Dude, that's it. That's the whole thing. Gone. Still trying to make money, by the way. Text Trump to that number, and then your phone will automatically pay him money. Yeah, good times. That's what he's doing while everything else is flailing and failing.